So I want to talk about something that I've never talked about before. I didn't always used to be a blogger. I actually used to be a freelancer, and I took a variety of jobs on Upwork.com. I did that here in this house. This isn't my house. This is a friend of mine's house. And I remember very vividly the days when I used to freelance for clients and make little more than $100 to $200 every single week. I got so aimless with myself and my writing that I wanted to go on a road trip and be a blogger. That way, at least I was making money from my own words and not words that I was writing for somebody else. So I went on a trip. I actually left Orlando, Florida, and went to San Francisco on a gigantic road trip that took me 5 months all in all to complete. When I got back home, I found a website called medium.com, and I started posting my blogs and my writing on there instead of my own WordPress blog. Within a couple months, I had a couple thousand fans and followers, and I knew for sure that I could be a blogger one day. I struggled for the next 6 or 7 months to actually monetize my blog, but come November 2017, I actually made my first $2,000 from blogging by selling an online course on how to make money and how to grow your own audience on medium.com. I remember being super overjoyed that I even made $2,000 from selling online courses. But the thing was, I had a lot of work ahead of me, and everything was about to change now that I was making money from my blog. I started to get very busy. I had to take care of students, I had to put on a virtual summit, and I had to do a lot of other things to make sure that I could keep making money and keep being a full-time blogger. The only problem was, it was starting to be too much work. I didn't really know what to do with myself anymore, and I was getting overloaded and swamped with things to do. I was also starting to see a lot of success though. I was being interviewed for podcasts, I was talking to some of my childhood idols, and I was interacting with other influencers that had tens of thousands of followers. But through this all, I realized something. The grass isn't always greener on the other side. Yes, there is still a lot of work to do once you get a lot of followers, and sometimes it's even worse when you have a lot of followers because you have to respond to every single person, or at least try to. And for me, who likes to respond to people, it's been very difficult. Not to mention, I started getting creatively exhausted writing so many posts, making so many videos, being on so many platforms. I couldn't even get any off days if I wanted to. It all sort of came to a head yesterday after I only made about $600 with a webinar that I put on. Only. I realized in that moment that I've been getting super spoiled as a blogger. I made $600 with one webinar. Only $600. And I used to make no more than $100 to $200 per week as a freelancer. But that's just life though, I think. I think that as you accomplish more and more, the bar just gets set higher and higher. And all you want to do is to keep accomplishing more. You're looking at the next thing. You're always looking at the horizon. And what I looked at yesterday was actually Star Wars, when Yoda said, "You're never paying attention to what you're doing right this second." I left here because I wanted to go on a road trip, and I ended up alienating my friends because of that. Even yesterday with my webinar, I was only making $600 with it, and I was too busy looking at all the numbers and what I could be doing and what I will be doing in the future to appreciate the money that I was making just then. Sometimes it's not good to have success. Sometimes success will actually tear you apart inside a little bit and alienate yourself from who you actually are and who you were to begin with. I hope this never happens to me again. That's been my journey, and I'll be traveling more, I'll be putting out a lot of videos, and I'll be putting out a lot of content, but I never want to take anything for granted anymore. blogging success is fantastic. It's awesome to have your own following. But the thing is, sometimes everything that comes with that can really drag you down and tear you apart and make you a different person. And I never wanted to be that way to begin with. And that's the irony of blogging. As you get more popular, more and more people want to reach out to you and learn from you. And the thing is, you can't even do what you got into blogging in the first place for. Respond to people, build a relationship with people, and just be a real person and be more raw and vulnerable. You can't do that anymore. That's the thing, and that's the chain that I've placed on myself. And I hope that in the future I can work on this. Just recently, I came back to this place to see my old friends and to, quite frankly, apologize for some of the things that I did. Luckily for me, they welcomed me with open arms. I think for a lot of things in life, you can go back to it. You can be forgiven. But, you know, sometimes you do take it too far, and sometimes you don't always get a second chance. So I think in the future, I'm going to try to be more conscious of what I'm doing in the moment. And I'll try to create things just for the sake of creating them, and try not to worry about the metrics or the money or any of that sort of stuff. I want to get back to who I am as a person, and I want to start being more appreciative. So I hope you like this video. This is a new one for me. I'm trying a lot of different things since this is my first couple weeks here, and I hope you learned something.